Largest political unrest in Kenya. At least 16 dead, 300 plus injured in Kenya. How Gen Z is leading largest political awakening of Kenya. Everything you need to know about Kenya protests. What started as a protest against a finance bill proposed by President William Ruto turned into a protest against police brutality and escalated into chaos across Nairobi and 23 other counties. They had no leader or face of the protest. They were armed with mobile phones and hashtags like #RejectFinanceBill 2024, #OccupyParliament, and #GenZRevolution. Social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram helped them rally to the streets, and TikTok helped them conduct live streams. The demonstrators marched with slogans like, "We are the government," "You messed with the wrong generation," and "Ruto must go." They were met with a brutal crackdown. The Kenyan National Human Rights Committee said there were instances of using excessive force, including the use of rubber bullets, live ammunition, and resulting in numerous injuries. At least 16 people were killed and 400 were injured in the Kenyan protest, including demonstrators, police officers, and journalists on June 25, which marked the first anniversary of the Gen Z demonstration. The Kenyan Communication Authority had issued a directive to stop broadcasting the demonstration, and some stations like NTV and KTN were pulled off air for defying the ban. Last year's protest at first had no opposition leaders, no trade union calls, and it was just a spontaneous awakening, truly organic, decentralized, and led by young, unaffiliated Kenyans. There were slogans like, "Not Azimio," "Not UDA," "Just the People." As the protests started to gain momentum, leaders from the Azimio la Umoja opposition coalition, led by Raila Odinga, began to support the protests. But they were often not welcomed at youth-led rallies. Youths feared that they wanted to ride the wave, instead of leading the rally. Those protests against the finance bill left 60 dead and 20 missing. Even though Ruto repealed the finance bill, it was too late. The demand was now justice and accountability for the dead, the resignation of Ruto and top ministers, jobs, housing, and real economic change. The government said these protests were infiltrated by foreign interference, but the claim was dismissed by civil society and protesters alike.